Yes, it sure is. They're just taking everything and just Fortniteifying it. What do we
Next,
what
they're
do we
gonna get
think
an
is going to be
anime.
next?
They're gonna get an anime, and we're gonna start seeing Goku in Fortnite, Luffy, Naruto. Like we're gonna see all those guys in Fortnite now. I'm
I feel
telling you,
like
I'm
next
calling
we'll
it
probably
out.
see like a I don't know, we'll probably see like an Overwatch character or something next. Who knows? Tracer
Nope,
maybe.
I'm calling Goku.
Oh god. So the creators behind the video game A Way Out, they are making or showcase their new game called It Takes Two, which is completely co-op. One thing about these games that they make is when you purchase the game, you also get a free copy of it to give to a friend because it is completely online co-op. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't really my forte what they showed off, but you know, more co-op games out there is awesome. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
I liked
In
it.
Super Smash Bros. Go ahead and say again.
I was gonna say I like what I seen. The graphics looked nice. The
For
story looked
the
interesting.
It Takes Two.
Yeah, for the It Takes Two, it's gonna be a nice little co-op game to play with the children, or something if you're bored, you want to play something with your homie. It's something cool to play with.
I've always wanted to play the A Way Out, but never actually got my hands on it. But yeah, this one's definitely more, I guess, art style is different. It's more, I guess, kind of more the younger kind of love story kind of thing. So it does look interesting. I'm sure they do a good job. So there's that. On the Smash Brothers side of things, they unveiled the next character, which is Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. It's the next playable character. So that's actually cool. I was not a fan of Steve and the others. I don't know. I don't feel like they belonged in Super Smash Brothers, but whatever. So there's that,
They
I
need
guess.
to put
But Sephiroth's pretty cool.
they need to put Crash in Smash.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of those characters that deserves it. Like when they introduced Banjo-Kazooie, just like more variety of things like that. So
Yeah.
Crash would definitely be a good add-on. If anyone is a fan of Dead Space, the original creators of that are making a new game called the Callisto Protocol, which looks pretty cool. They showed the trailer on the Game Awards. It looks pretty creepy. Showed off a guy in space and getting eaten by some weird-looking alien monster hybrid thing. So, Dead Space is my favorite horror game series, so I'll be definitely picking that up.
That looks like my ex-wife.
Yeah, I fuck with. Oh my gosh, I fuck with Dead Space too, man. Yeah. Dead Space is definitely gonna be, or that protocol looks real interesting. Dead Space is probably one of my top favorite games of all time, as far as like just the environment, the ambiance of the game itself. They had something different there, and it was a way. To me, it was ahead of its time. And we played that's a particular game back on PS3. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
playing
it
it
was
on
the
PS3.
PS3 360 generation.
It's one of my last scary games I actually like was into. And that was one of my last ones that I was actually into and I was enjoying.
I played through the original Dead Space probably 4 times. That's the only 360 game that I perfected and got every achievement in.
That's dope.
I loved it so much. So definitely gonna be one for me here. Another also news for Xbox, if anyone remembers, Perfect Dark is getting a reboot for the
I have
next
a question
Xbox.
about
Well,
that.
yeah, go ahead.
Is it episodic?
Leave it alone.
Like, is it gonna be by episodes?
They haven't
No,
announced
leave it
anything on
alone.
it about that. I would assume not. I'm sure it's going to be the actual reboot of the game itself, unlike Final Fantasy VII Remake. But who knows? They haven't confirmed anything, but I don't think so. A couple more things to blast through here real quick. They did show off and tease in their trailer for Dragon Age 4. I know that's a very popular game that people are looking for, so...
BioWare's Last Hope.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. They did say something else, which we'll get to later on, too, but that's definitely a big kind of string for them here to hold on to. If anyone's a fan of Flight Simulator, it's finally coming to Series X during the summer. So if you don't want to wait for PC or get a PC just to play that, Series X will have it available. Persona 5 Strikers comes out for PS4 on February 23rd. And last but not least, Super Meat Boy Forever is coming out this month on 23rd. So there's kind of your little news blast here. So let's get to actual podcast times. First, foremost, we'll start off with Marvel's Avengers had the Kate Bishop DLC, which I have no interest in playing. But PG, I'll let you kind of talk about it because you got it, you played it. What do you think?
I liked it. I feel like it might bring some players back for a little while. Like I said before in the group chat, do y'all care about spoilers?
Hell no.
I do
Chris?
not. Chat, if you guys do, spoiler territory for Kate Bishop DLC. Come back in like 5 minutes if you do, but go ahead.
I do not. Derek, how do you feel about it?
Like, do you care about spoilers? Alright, basically,
Well,
so...
before you get into it really quick, Derek, since you're new, and we all have said our piece on like how we felt about Avengers, but you personally, since you are a guest, how do you personally feel the Avengers game was executed? Okay, cool. Just wanted to get your opinion on that since you are new and we haven't heard from you. Go take it, PG.
Alright, so what I like about the new DLC is they did a lot of things different. So with Kate Bishop, she's kind of a mixture of Deadpool in a way, because the way she fights and stuff like that, because she uses a sword and she uses her bows and arrows. I like that. She also has like a teleportation device that she can use in combat. So basically, if an enemy is trying to swing at me, I can easily teleport to the other side of them, hit them, and then she also has a cloak hologram. So while I'm going against enemies, there's too many of them, I can easily activate that. The cloak hologram is going to be shooting arrows while I'm just doing my thing on the battlefield. The story so far is pretty good because it has to do a lot with time traveling in other dimensions in the future and the past and stuff like that. I like games like that. I like when games tell stories about going to different dimensions and different parallel universes and stuff like that. So basically in this DLC story, Kate Bishop is looking for Hawkeye because he went missing. Basically, you end up finding out that he went to the future to find Nick Fury because there's an alien invasion coming in the future. So Hawkeye was sent to the future, and Nick Fury sent him back to the past to warn the Avengers to tell them that something's coming. Now, if I'm correct, if they do what I think they're gonna do with all the DLC characters, I have a feeling they might bring them all together to fight the alien invasion that's coming that Hawkeye told them about. Told them about. So if they do that correctly, then they're gonna have people coming back. If they do it correctly, hopefully they do. But I liked it. I liked the combat that she had on her. I like the equipment. She has different types of arrows that she was using in the game. I like the story. I like her personality. What else? It was good. I liked it. It didn't bore me. It kept me entertained. I finished it yesterday, and it was a good story. So far.
How long do you think it was? As far as
It was short. Like, as as soon as you meet Kate Bishop, you're doing like a few missions, end up finding out Hawkeye is missing, and then you gotta get some blueprints for Hank Pym to build a time machine, and then you're done. That's it. Short. You can probably finish that DLC story in probably 2 hours or an hour. So, if you like, just do everything without stopping.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my thoughts about it.
Do you think it'll bring people back in at all? Like at all?
In my opinion, it might for a little while, but if they do it correctly in the future, because the next DLC, and the thing about this one is Kate Bishop. She talked about Wakanda, so we already know that Black Panther's coming to the game.
Yeah.
But after this one, Hawkeye, you're gonna play as Hawkeye. But when you play as Hawkeye, you're gonna be in the future, and then you end up finding out that you lose the war. And then you gotta warn them again. So basically, you're gonna play as Hawkeye when he was in the future. So yeah.
Okay, nice.
All right, that's cool.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Avengers. I've said this before already. Like I just beat like a dead horse, but it won't pull me back unless they have some kind of like major 2.0 update, like Anthem will or things like that. So.
Yeah, because you really gotta think about it like this. Like, it could bring players back, because look at Anthem, look at No Man's Sky, look at Destiny, look at all those games. Like, those games bring people back. So, I feel like Avengers can do it, if they can do it. So, we gotta see.
Even Division.
Yeah, Division. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely. So, hopefully they can do it. I hope.
I don't know if they brought with those games they got anybody brought back. I think they just stay with the same fan base.
No, they brought people back.
Alright, I'm doing other stuff, so I'll save my thing.
They've reached the halfway point. Get moving.
I think these developers depend on too much, depending on patches too much, and games is just being rushed too much to make.
I don't even think it's patches. My bad. Go ahead, Chaz.
It's just people they dependent heavily on the patches, and then they dependent on, or are they rushing product out to make yearly goals or yearly to make money basically, and they putting the money over the art, and you can't put the money over the art. Especially nowadays, like you can't put the money over the art because the people they're gonna recognize it, and they're gonna recognize it immediately. Especially now with the technology that we have, so it's like stop cutting corners. If it ain't ready, if it ain't baked all the way right, just sit it down until it's baked right, because you're gonna take more flack for it not being correct than it coming out and being correct, and then you get a proper judgment on it. Like what we just dealt with this cyberpunk shit. Like it's messy. It's messy. Like, and they gotta clean this up. They gotta clean this up.
Buggy, that's what it is.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
but I think
that'll be the finale topic. The big topics.
But I was speaking as a whole, as a whole with these developers and stuff. And I respect the art, and if I respect the art as much as I did, they should respect their own work as well, and don't let the corpse, the heads of. I know they got to do what they got to do, but somebody got to convince somebody when it's not ready. It's just not ready.
I think the problem with that is that they're getting into new genres, and they're not looking at games that are succeeding that's already in that genre. Because we talked about it. The thing that's gonna keep Marvel alive is non-stop updates. And they didn't have any of that. How long has Marvel been out? Since it's
going on 3 or 4 months now.
Yeah, that's 3 months with no update on a game that wasn't really that long. Like, it didn't take me 3 months to beat it. Like PG, how long did it take you to beat the actual campaign?
The campaign, it took me probably a week.
And that's just you playing casually?
Yeah, because I got the game early.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's a week time frame. You didn't have any post-game stuff. You didn't give any, the game when it came out fine. Like, it wasn't that buggy, it didn't crash, there wasn't, any big issues wrong with the game. The problem that they had with it was there was no post-game stuff that they had with it. And we talked about this, like, they're not taking advantage like Destiny, like, okay, let me go grind out these exotics, okay, let me go grind out this extra mission, let me go do this raid, let me go do this strike, I got weeklies I need to do. Avengers did not have that, and I think that's why I'm so, wary about saying people are gonna come back, because it's just gonna be a repeat. Even if I come back to this Kate Bishop DLC, cool, I beat this Kate Bishop DLC. PG already said it's not that long.
You can finish that shit in like an hour or two.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang.
See,
I couldn't put 16 hours in that, man. I'm sorry.
it's not that type game.
Man, they gave
Like,
me.
there's
I got
nothing
about a
that's
good
pulling you in.
20 hours of it, and I was cool. I got the idea.
Like, there's nothing I think that they did not execute this well. And it's not the game itself, it's everything after the game. They didn't have enough DLC, they didn't have enough post-game stuff, they didn't have any raids, they didn't have it after I actually beat the campaign, there's no reason for me to go back and actually do anything.
Yeah, because after you beat
where it
the
fell.
campaign is like kind of dry. Like, they
Yeah.
was talking about all this stuff like, oh, you can fight these major villains. When can I beat them? Like, when can I fight them? Like, where are they at?
Like, I don't even think that it needs like a 2.0 update. I just think it needs like one big DLC where I get raids, exotics, strikes, legendaries, where I get stuff that's actually going to take time to unlock. Not something like super fast that I'm just gonna go through.
That
And
would be
Avengers
pretty much a
doesn't
big
have that.
2.0 update. Like, introducing stuff like that would be huge. Like, bigger than just like a DLC.
Like,
I
so,
don't That's what it means.
I would call that like, I guess it would be, the actual next part of the game. Yeah, like, you just need something else, and Avengers doesn't do that. Like, yeah, cool, this Kate Bishop DLC is, even if it was a 10 out of 10, I beat it, it took me an hour to beat it, what am I gonna do after this hour? I was free.
Oh, it's free. Yeah, it's free.
That was a free DLC.
Yeah, but my thing about this DLC, like, I feel like, because it brought me back, and for a little while, though, and then after I finished it yesterday, I'm like, what's the point? What I'm gonna do? What's next?
And that's the issue.
Yeah, and then
After you beat the DLC, you're just putting it down.
exactly, and that's the thing about it, is like, I feel like they can bring some people back, not all the players, but some of them. But my thing is, instead of you bringing out one DLC character at a time, how about you bring out two, or do like a few of them at a time, and then have us play back to back to back, or have a story connect, because they even said themselves at the War Table event of Marvel's Avengers, the main story, that's season 1. Kate Bishop, that's season 2. So the new Hawkeye DLC is season 3. And
That's
when
a
Black
short
Panther,
deal. That's a short season.
exactly, and when Black Panther and Spider-Man comes, and Doctor Strange and all of them, that's like season 4, season 5, and season 6. And if I'm correct in that, I see what they're doing, and if they do it correct, because they're trying to do something, I feel like they're trying to do something like Endgame. Because if they do that, then that's probably cool. Probably might bring some people back, because people want to do that type of stuff, have all the heroes together and charge against the aliens and stuff like that. Yeah, some people want to see that. Some people want to play that. Some people want to live it. But if they do it correct, then hey, you're gonna get some people back. Not all of them, but some people.
So you think some people gonna bite? Okay, all right. I can
That's
fuck with
just
that.
mine.
PG.
Nice. It's good topics there, good discussion. But, we'll move on to the next one here, kind of get it caught up a little bit. So other than that, now at the Game Awards, they, for any fans of Among Us, they announced and showed off their new map, the Airship, which looks pretty interesting. Some new mechanics and stuff, some new obviously paths and whatnot. So I'll definitely try it and pick it up and play it. I know
Corey,
that
you acting
also as
so-
well. Yeah. I know that as well. It's also coming to Game Pass Ultimate. So if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you have it.
PG, what you playing?
Here. So,
Alienation.
Okay. All right.
let's see.
What y'all playing, Corey?
So currently, I'm playing Bloodborne. Well, half playing, half talking. So. Halo Infinite has been delayed to fall 2021. Basically, 343 Industries. Because of this, they've also revealed some kind of screenshots and high-res photos of multiplayer armor sets and a first look at the one of the maps, multiplayer maps in it. Which the game looks good from what they've shown off, map-wise, character model-wise, things like that. Again, same scenario. I mean, if it's the game isn't ready, especially now with what's going on with pandemic, COVID-19, everything. These games are just harder to make right now. So if it gets delayed, I'm okay with that. As long as it's doing good, as long as it comes out works, I'm okay with it.
Speaking on Halo.
You got any thoughts on that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games. Hey, somebody had to tell them, hey, put it down. You just don't put this out. Give it some more room to bake. And I think they recognized that they had to after the preview, and then also with Cyberpunk ended up being like it is. They don't want that slack. They don't want that smoke. So they definitely was like, no, let's go ahead and temper their expectations down and let people know, like, yo, you're not gonna see nothing from Halo right now. Just slow your roll, pump your brakes. So it was a good call by Xbox to do so, and call that out early and get their expectations under control, so they wouldn't be so disappointed when it comes to the rewards and what they got to offer for the awards. So they played that real smart.
Yep. Plus, they got to learn kind of from the downsides of Halo 5, so they got some catching up to do from that. So, kind of bring the community back. So hopefully all's good there. So that's cool. Anybody else got any thoughts, concerns about that at all? Cool. Alright, we'll move on. Next topic I'm a big fan of. If anyone else, aside from me here, is a fan of the Left 4 Dead series. The original creators have officially confirmed and announced their next game, Back 4 Blood. They even showed gameplay for it at the Game Awards, and man, does it look good. I am so hyped for that game. I cannot wait for it to come out. Also, fun fact as well, anyone that plays on PC, they are doing a closed alpha with pre-registration being open right now. So, if you want to see if you can get in on that, yeah, it's super easy. So, the codes will be starting to be sent out on the 15th.
For what game?
Yeah. Back 4 Blood, from the creators of Left 4 Dead. So that's, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, same developers.
Yeah, OG creators.
Oh yeah,
I tried to forget.
What did they release?
Allied cruise missile.
What happened?
Evolve.
Is that game
Hold
even-
on.
Oh, that was the same people that made Evolve?
Whoa. Pause.
Spike some reactions.
Whoa.
Pause.
What, Chris?
I'm not-
Speak.
I was one of the ones that actually enjoyed the concept of Evolve.
We're not talking about the concept. Like, the concept
Hold on.
and the idea is cool. Yeah,
The execution was The execution, I think, was done well. There just was not enough support.
I mean, that too.
I think that's what killed
people
it.
played it, and it had 2 maps. It had 3 monsters. It was
But-
very one-sided.
100%. If you did not, because I mostly played. This was back before I got into online, and 100%. If you played solo, you had no chance. And doing it online, there just was not enough support. 100%, I agree that there just wasn't enough there at the beginning. But I will say what was there was pretty good.
Okay.
There just wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
One of those games that had a skeleton with no meat.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Basically.
Like it was good. It just wasn't enough. It's just like why are you just why are you just putting the tip in? So
I like that analogy.
Terrible.
absolutely. Like, and that's what
Yeah.
killed it. Like, it was.
Yeah, they did let
like,
that
from
game
what
go,
was
didn't
out,
they?
Yeah, what was out was good. It's just they didn't put out anything after that, and that's what killed it.
See, as much as I'm sick of it and tired of it, and
R.I.P.
hate them,
Evolve.
that is one of those games that would have benefited from seasons.
Oh yeah.
Having like a season and stuff like that. So if it had that, sure. But then again, also, the whole 4v1 concept is very hard to do. I mean, look at Friday the 13th, if anyone's ever played that. It's almost virtually impossible for the survivors, or whatever they are, to win against Jason. Jason's so OP. It's insane.
Actually, thinking about it, I think Evolve might have been the first game that did the 1v4, like one of the first games.
It
that
pretty
I
much
can
was,
think of.
that Apex Predator shit.
Yeah, I think thinking about it, like I can't remember any other games that like came before Evolve that actually did that concept where it was 4 people versus 1. And look, now we got Friday the 13th, Dead or Alive, not Dead or Alive.
There's Dead by Daylight, which
Dead by Daylight.
Which that's one of the ones that works well. I mean, I guess I just suck at it. I'm terrible at that game. I can't. Yeah. But I guess apparently that works pretty well. Oh yeah, I'll let you play it. But yeah, it's those concepts you really have to make sure just the finest details on both sides have a chance.
And it has support.
And it has consistent support updates, especially for live service games. Again, look at Destiny. That game is flourishing for being a live service. They're doing it right. I'm not gonna get in that topic again, but that's a great example to go off of. So just kind of cutting back around, bringing it all back in, Back 4 Blood. I'm very excited for it. Huge Left 4 Dead fan. That's one of the major 360 games I played for just hours. So I hope it's good. Like I said, the gameplay looks great. If you haven't seen it, look at the trailer. Back 4 Blood. It looks fantastic. It's a good time.
Yeah, that was one of the games, one of the few Xbox games that I put a lot of time into. Especially Left 4 Dead 2. I really like Left 4 Dead 2. It's nice to see them, and I think they're gonna learn from the Evolve shit, so they don't make that mistake again. You can't mess this up. Just keep the same formula, make the graphics better, make the gameplay, add a little stack onto the gameplay that you already have. Keep the formula and just make it better, make it for next gen. They do that, they have a winner. They have a solid game. Is this gonna be exclusive for Xbox, or is it gonna be?
I'm sure it'll be for everything. PC,
everything.
Xbox, PlayStation, so...
Yeah.
But, I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean, look at Left 4 Dead compared to Left 4 Dead 1. Both great. Left 4 Dead 2 is even better. They also did it smart by putting everything that was in Left 4 Dead in Left 4 Dead 2. So they did it smart there. So, I have... Say again? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can you
Definitely.
introduce yourself again? I had just got my camera on, and I wanted people to know who you were.
I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
Oh, Derek, hold on. Corey.
Give yourself a round of applause for that one.
Oh, that was a good
Derek,
one.
Derek, I apologize for his immaturity. Go ahead, say what you were saying again.
He's in the industry, guys. He's in the industry.
Yeah. So right on. But yeah, I'm ready for it, excited for it. So that's awesome. Moving on. Yeah. Next topic here. So, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War has announced their Battle Royale map, which is called Rebirth Island. If anyone has played Black Ops 4's Blackout, Battle Royale mode is based off of that. So that would be coming with their next season. Or I guess it's season 1 or 2 or whatever. I myself not a big Black Ops Cold War fan. I played the beta or whatever it was and just didn't catch me. So, but that's coming to Black Ops Cold War.
It's cool. It's needed. I mean, y'all know my gripes with Black Ops. It's cool, but for the hype that it was, it kind of disappointed me. With it being Black Ops, and then after having such a good shooter like Modern Warfare, it just didn't meet my expectations that I was expecting it to meet. So much so that I have actually took it off my SSD for right now. Not that I would never do that, but it was just taking up too much space, and I prefer excuse me, I prefer Modern Warfare as a shooter over Black Ops right now.
Absolutely. Agreed 100%.
I think that's the other issue with it is the amount of space that it actually takes up. Like, Call of Duty is, like, for some reason the biggest game out there, and I don't understand why. Like...
228? Yeah. It was crazy.
That's
I was like looking at my gigs and I'm like, what is taking up all these gigs? Like what?
Hold on, it's how large?
228.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I was actually surprised. So shout out to Xbox. So with the Series X, not with the regular Xbox, I definitely felt like I had like 8 games on there, and that took up all my space. Whatever they did to fix that, I have the exact same amount of space, exact same games, but somehow I still have a lot more room. So like I pre-installed Cyberpunk, and I thought I was gonna have to go on there and delete it. With all the previous gen games that I had on my Xbox when I converted to my Series X, re-downloaded all those. It only took up 200 gigs. So I was a little surprised about that. So I'm really not sure like what happened there. But yeah, shout out to Xbox for that. Whatever secrets they got in there.
Alright. Yeah, because I know that one feature that Xbox Series X is going to have down the road is it's going to allow you to install parts of the game that you want and uninstall parts that you don't want. That's also really cool. Absolutely. So let's say if you got, for example, a future Call of Duty game. If you only want to have multiplayer installed and not campaign, you can do that. Exactly. Yeah, so that's cool. Absolutely. Anyone else got any thoughts on that new map?
You being stupid?
Oh Lord.
He's just jealous of that burn I gave him before, so it's fine. Anyway, next part here. So, this is more in the kind of nerdy realm here. So we got some past actors that are rumored to return for the next Spider-Man movie, aka Spider-Man 3. So for that we have Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man original series, Andrew Garfield from the reboot, the second reboot, Kirsten Dunst from the original are rumored to return. And we also and Emma Stone. I didn't know that one. So there you go, and Emma Stone. Confirmed, we have Jamie Foxx, who is also reprising his role as Electro, and then Alfred Molina reprising his role as Dr. Ock. So they're confirmed to be returning, which, I mean, Doc Ock is a fantastic villain. So
okay, question.
That's gonna be a lot of actors for a little screen time for 2 hours.
So there's some thoughts on that. So we'll discuss.
Oh, question. Before we get into this, who's the best Spider-Man?
The new one.
I mean,
Tom Holland?
I gotta say
Tom Holland. Yeah, Tom Holland. He fits him. He fits him a lot better.
Toby?
Cheesy ass. He's the worst one. PG.
Hold on. No, I gotta agree with PG. If it wasn't for Tom Holland, I would say Tobey Maguire all the way.
Exactly.
No, I love Tobey Maguire.
What'd you say, Derek?
I like 2.
not right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Out of the live action actors, who do you have, Derek? Tom, okay. So we're all on the same page. All right, Corey, go ahead, continue. Stupid.
God. So I guess with all of this, the rumor mill here is that they're going to be introducing the Spider-Verse, multiverse. What do we think on that?
I'm putting money down on it right now. We're gonna see Sinister Six, and yeah. So
Halfway there. Keep
Okay.
with Doc Ock and Jamie Foxx coming back, we have all the members of the Sinister Six seen in the MCU now. So I'm calling Sinister Six.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a movie action film of they're gonna introduce the Sinister Six, but they're gonna mix it with the Spider-Verse too. I think I think they're gonna figure a way to mix it out, because that's the only way that Spider-Man will be in the movie, if they had some type of aspect of that nature in it. Where they was talking, they got Spider-Mans from different universes, linking up with each other.
I mean, another concept they could have went. I mean, we know they're not going that way now, but in the comics, there's actually Green Goblin becomes just a goblin, and he goes through different dimensions and steals Spider-Man's DNA, and that's where we get like the Spider Family team up. So they could have went
That's
that
a
way.
lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
But I mean, there's no Green Goblin in the MC yet, so
Oh, there isn't one in the MCU, is there?
not yet. Curious as to who they would cast for that.
Yeah, who are they gonna cast for the new one?
Also, which version?
I don't know. That's a good question, bro. Good question. But I mean, when they plan on releasing that, what's the release date on that?
Is there one?
I thought they.
I know they filming now.
It's being filmed, but they don't have a date or anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Enemy care package inbound.
I mean, he was a good goblin. He wasn't that bad. Yeah, he do got that look. He just got it, naturally with his jaw structure and his smile and shit. Like it does. He got it.
Absolutely. Anyone else got anything to say on it before we move on? Cool. Yeah, I look forward to that. So, let's see. Next up, any fans of Destiny 2? They've kind of roadmapped some changes for Year 4. Destiny has been out for 4 years now. So basically, what they've kind of been talking about, there's some kind of complaints regarding the online cast expansion came out, just some issues with the lack of available rewards, weapons, things like that. So they will be implementing more and a larger variety of weapons and armor in the upcoming months and next season, of course. Armor transmog, so basically that means is any of the armor that you have on right now, you can change the appearance to any armor that you've acquired in the past, which is actually very cool. So it allows more customization, things like that.
Hold on.
And go ahead.
When is all this going through?
Transmog, we don't have an actual date for it. I know that with the more additional weapon variety and more of it coming, that's next season. Transmog, I think, is the following season, but that is confirmed to be coming. And also, we're getting crossplay at some point this year, probably summer. So that's awesome. Lastly, the next raid is confirmed to be Vault of Glass from Destiny 1, which I am a huge fan of. So, me and Chris play a lot of Destiny 2, so this is kind of, I guess, kind of more on our parts here, but that's awesome. Very glad that there's more variety.
Yeah, Destiny doing their damn thing this year. They've been doing their thing for like the last 2 years, like real heavy, real consistent, and it ain't been like bad shit that they're putting out. They're putting out good product. They're putting out. I think they got their niche now. They got their flow, and they know what they're doing. They know what they consumer base want. They know what their players want. So they keep following that same formula. When they come out with Destiny 3, I think they gonna shock some people with Destiny 3.
If we get Destiny 3, that's one thing too. Destiny 2 might be one of those kind of lingering games, kind of like World of Warcraft. I
think
want
it's gonna last that
Destiny
long?
3. I think Destiny 2 will be lasting quite some time. They even confirmed, the next 3 expansions will be going on until at least 2022. So, if we get a Destiny 3, it won't be until at least 2024.
I just wish that they like gave you the aspect of like, riding your ships around the planets and the space, the areas that
Like
you
a
were
No
in.
Man's Sky kind of feel.
Yeah, like put the No Man's Sky little vibe into it, but keep the same shooting and everything like that in it, and that'd be that's crazy. You know what I mean? That'd be crazy.
One thing I gotta say about that, Destiny 2 gets a lot of hate, but at the end of the day, if you look at it, Destiny 2 has some of the best, most fluid gunplay of any game I've ever played. More than Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's definitely a good shooter. Like, that's a clean shooter. I can't front and say that isn't. That's why I'm like, Halo. That was the guns and butter, or the butter for them. Like, if they shouldn't have changed that team, or how can I put it? Like, they did their own thing, and when they did their own thing, you could see the results of it, basically. And what happened.
Absolutely. And anybody else thoughts about that or anything?
Just gonna shout you and Chris out. That Destiny DLC is pretty lit. Fucking with it.
There you go. All right.
It's good. It's just, games. Cyberpunk's pulled me in. And it's been like about a week since I played Destiny. So.
Pulled you in that much, huh?
Yeah, it pulled me in. It pulled me in. Like, I'm not that far into it. But the customization, I streamed it for like 2.5 hours.
We'll get there. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. So.
Yeah, stop distracting me.
Oh my god. So that's awesome. Moving on as well. So there was a big kind of surprise announcement that caught, I think, everyone off guard. Game Awards, Arc 2 was announced, featuring Vin Diesel. So I don't know. No one saw it.
Random.
Random, super random. They just show like dinosaurs and like, okay, what is this? Whatever. Then like Vin Diesel's in there, and at that point when they show like their like wrist, the little like diamond thing in it, I'm like, that's Arc. Is this like an expansion?
You didn't know it was Arc until that.
Just like what? So.
Hold on, but can we talk about the Arc animated TV show? That's gonna be. I think that could be good. I'm really excited to hear about that. That they could kill that. If executed well.
Hopefully. They're not to bring this up now, but they're also doing a animated series of Cyberpunk. Also, so hopefully that'll be good. But the more kind of gaming culture gets out there and actually is implemented well, the better. Look at frickin' Mandalorian. It's doing great. So.
Yeah, love that shit.
Absolutely.
Man, that is one of my favorite shows, man. God.
Haven't seen an episode.
You haven't seen an episode of The Mando? You missing out, bro.
God.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
Man, you missing out, bro. You missing out, man.
good.
It's so good, bro. It's really good, bro.
So good.
Yeah.
Absolutely good. Let's see, that next topic, Chris, I'll save that for one for you. After that, so we have Netflix is announced that they're making an animated Sonic the Hedgehog series, actually with legit collaboration with Sega. So I have always been a Sonic fan. I watched the original cartoon, and I
bringing that back
good. Sonic the Hedgehog movie was good, so hopefully they're gonna make this one good too. What do you guys think? You interested in go watch it?
If they put it out, they'll definitely watch it. Netflix is one of those things where it's like, like you're interested in it, you add it to the queue, and then you're just like, hey, what am I gonna do today?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you
watching some
wasted an
shit.
entire day watching Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, season 3 in a show that you didn't even mean to watch. Like,
Yeah.
so it'll succeed, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, and it'll definitely get the view count and such. Although I guess like story and lore wise, will it be good? That's kind of what matters too.
Speaking of Netflix, I mean, especially since COVID happened, COVID's been a thing. Like, Netflix has been killing it when it's comes to, like, the TV shows that they came out with, like, getting licensed for everything. Like, they've just been non-stop with production on everything, and we've seen, like, some pretty good stuff on there, especially, like, their anime games, so, yeah. We're gonna talk about that later, because that's an actual topic later. But, yeah, but that's the thing.
Yeah, Netflix definitely doubled down on a game plan. I remember they did something big money wise that, you know, it was like sink or swim, and they've been working. They've been swimming. I wasn't. They almost Michael Phelps in it right now.
All right.
they doing real good, man. Especially competing against the big theaters now that the theaters are open. They really shutting the game down right now.
Oh, even if theaters are open, that's still no competition. No one's going to theaters right now. Oh,
Yeah.
none of the cool kids are going to theaters right now. We don't say cool kids, but we all know what's going on.
Yo.
Reloading.
All right.
Care package inbound.
Anyone else got thoughts on that? Or should we move on?
Friendly UAV overhead.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And like that's one of those. If we're talking about like, hey, listen to your people and listen to your audience, and you will succeed. Sonic should be the #1 movie, #1 thing in that category.
Yeah, it's like look at what happened here. Like, sure, we've all seen the original trailer of that, and what Sonic looks like.
They got
Put it like this:
destroyed.
if it is a disappointment, won't nobody be disappointed. It's gonna be expected. But if it's a banger, it's gonna be an unexpected banger that's gonna get more attention than it probably would normally receive if it was bad. So, you know, it's gonna. Yeah, I hope it is good. Shit, hope it is good. It's a major character in the game, you know. It's a major character in gaming, so definitely can't put out no shitty product.
Oh no, like that's a huge icon.
Yeah,
I mean, it's on par with Mario. So there you go. Cool. All right. Moving on to a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I'm very excited for it. So,
is it about
Game
that
Awards. Shut up. So, Mass Effect. Mass Effect will continue. The Game Awards, they teased a trailer for the Mass Effect original trilogy, and it will continue that story. So, quote-unquote, Mass Effect 4 is in early development by the original BioWare team who worked on the first Mass Effect series, trilogy, I should say. The trailer showed off Ligara picking up a piece of Shepard's armor. So, extremely just ecstatic for that series to come back out. It's one of my absolute favorite sci-fi